What's going on, everybody? Here to give you a tutorial. Today I'm working with the PS2 Slim. I'm going to go through and do several tutorials on it. This one is going to be showing you how to disassemble it, get it popped open, and how to disassemble it. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to just watch based on time and see if I'm going to actually fully disassemble it, or if I'm just going to take apart some of the key things. Mainly it's going to depend on how long this takes me. So let's go ahead and get started. What you'll need is a little, this is a little electronic screwdriver. The bit is really small. I use a flat head for one or two little things, but mainly you'll just need the Phillips head. And that's really all you're going to need. Nothing too crazy as far as tools needed to take this apart. It's just a lot of small screws. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. Right here you'll see the sticker. That is the warranty seal right here. You will have to pop that. This one hasn't been, so we'll be popping it today. There's 6 total screws. You'll also see the rubber feet. The front 2 rubber feet right here, and this is the front of the console. Those you don't mess with. It's actually under these other little black caps. All I got to do is, this is what I use the flathead. You just stick it in there and kind of pry those up. And these aren't imperative, I guess, if you lose them, so don't freak out if you do. But you know, if you want it to look right, of course, you want to make sure and have something. This right here is just like an old applesauce, something that applesauce was in. I'm going to take them and stick that and all my little screws and stuff in there, so I make sure they don't roll off my table. Now we're going to pop the seal. You can do it however. I'm just going to go ahead and remove it like so. Just throw it away. Now I'm going to pry up this last one. Alright. Now we're going to switch over to the Phillips head. Make sure I got a good size here. I'm going to get one a little bit smaller. 1 second. Okay. Now we're just going to take out all 6 of these screws. Okay, so sorry about that. I totally just knocked the camera right off right off the stand. I was right up at this screw right here, unscrewing these case screws, so we'll continue to do that now. And of course, when you're done, make sure you stick them in your little thing like I've got there. Okay, now you do want to be kind of careful. Luckily, you don't have to worry about ripping stuff off like the PS2 Fat, because the little power reset switch, so many people have ripped that out on the PS2 Fat, but it doesn't work quite the same. You do still want to be careful. Just, you know, you don't want to tear anything off or have anything get all messed up. So you're kind of just slowly wedging it. Okay, so you've got all that off. Now you just want to be careful because you're still pulling the little board out for the reset switch, and that's what's mainly in there. So you kind of just want to be careful and just slowly kind of work it out. There we go. Just like that. Phew, this one was dirty. And then we're going to take our top case piece and set it aside. Okay, as you can see, now that that's off, pretty much can see all the little parts. This is the fan, and the motherboard is underneath it. This is the assembly for the disk drive. I don't really know if you call it a disk drive on this, but anyways, we'll go ahead and start just taking a few of these things off. If you were messing with the drive and stuff, it's really simple to do this, and that's what we'll start with first. As you can see, all the ribbons and stuff that are connected to the laser and motor are all right here, and they're all visible. So all you'd really have to do is just start taking them out. Don't pull them by the actual ribbon, though, especially on this one that's kind of a gold-yellow color, because that one's really weak and really thin. You could end up you can end up breaking that. Alright, now we're just going to take each one of these out. And like I said, just be very, very careful when you get to this this one that's for the laser. And what it is it's actually kind of in these little slots down here. So the best way to do it is kind of work it out of those slots first. If I can get it, I may have to go ahead and just pull it. Okay. So I've got it out of that slot. Now we should have enough to get it. Okay. So what you do here is there's like a little lock. So you pop the lock up, it's like this little black piece that pops up, and then this pops out after that. And now this is out of there, and you can see that it just pops right out of there pretty simply. It's a lot nicer design than the PS2 Fat. Next we'll go ahead and take out the little reset switch. This is real simple too, it just pops right out of there. It's a really small little thing. And you don't even really have to detach it, but I just like to go ahead and detach it just to make sure it doesn't flop around and break that little ribbon. Alright, now we're on to some really small screws, so let me change my Phillips head bit again to something just a little bit smaller. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pop this fan out. There's 3 screws right here that hold all this on. So we're just going to get all of them and get them out. Alright, now you see it's attached over here, so you just kind of easily try to wiggle that out here. Don't get too rough. I think you can see that it's just little tiny pieces of wire. Just about anybody can rip that out. So just be real easy. Get that out. There's that. And if you're taking it apart, it's not a bad idea. You can probably see there's a lot of dust. Go ahead and just blow that out. Get some of that out of there while you're messing with it, even if that's not why you took it apart. It's always a good idea to try to get as much dust out of there as you can. Alright, so now we're on to the motherboard. All you're really going to have to do is take out a couple little screws. They're kind of hard to see because they're silver, just like this shield that's also the heatsink. We'll go ahead and I guess we'll go ahead and take that apart. So what you do is you just start going around and finding all the silver screws that go to it. One right there in the middle, one right here. And there's one over here on this side. Alright, let me see. I think there's got to be 1 or 2 more here. I remember it being held down a little bit more than that. I could be wrong though. I don't know, it looks pretty loose. Yeah. There's only 3 little screws to hold that on. Okay. I'm going to take this, and there's a bunch of dust and stuff in there, so I'm going to go ahead and knock all that out as good as I can. Alright, I'm setting that piece aside now. Next I'll kind of just take this shield off just so you can see it. And that right there is the heatsink. We'll go ahead and get all that dust out of there as well. And then that's the heatsink over this chip right here, and it's not a bad idea to get that dust off of there too. There's a lot of dust that can create a bad connection. That heatsink won't do its job. And that's about it. You got your battery right here. Wow, that was that wasn't even really in there. I'm sure that was causing some problems. You can also see the USB ports and the controller ports. Those don't come out separately if you weren't aware, or if you're aware of how the PS2 Fat works. You can see those are all directly soldered, so those are permanently attached. Get all that dust out of there. And that's it. I mean, as you can see, everything's disassembled, and that was every little piece. It's really quite simple. That's it. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, make sure to let me know. Make sure to subscribe, and Make sure to like the video. I do a lot of tutorials, a lot of case modding stuff as well. So yeah, just you won't be disappointed. Until next time.